In the shadow of ancient olive trees and beneath the same skies that have witnessed centuries of human history, a people continues to exist against all odds. This is not just a story of conflict, it is the story of Palestine, a story of systematic eradication, of whispered conspiracies, of abandoned allies, and of unbreakable spirit. For 77 years, the Palestinian people have endured what the world has chosen to call a conflict, but what those who dare to look clearly recognize as a slow-motion genocide. The year was 1948. To some, it was the birth of a Jewish state, a miraculous rebirth after the horrors of the Holocaust. But to others, it was the Nakba, the catastrophe. With the stroke of a pen and the support of Western powers, over 700,000 Palestinians were violently displaced from their homes, their land, their history. Entire villages were erased, their names Hebraized, their existence denied. This was not an accidental outcome of war. It was the implementation of a calculated plan, the systematic removal of an indigenous population to create an ethnically homogeneous state. The evidence of genocide mounts daily. Leading human rights organizations have concluded that Israel is committing genocide against Palestinians in Gaza. The numbers are staggering. Over 42,000 Palestinians killed, including 13,300 children. But behind these numbers are human beings, each with dreams, loves, and aspirations extinguished. Israel has imposed conditions of life calculated to bring about physical destruction, cutting off electricity, water, and fuel, destroying hospitals and sanitation systems, creating a deadly mixture of malnutrition, hunger, and disease. This is not merely war. This is the deliberate destruction of a people in plain sight, with the world watching but failing to act. Perhaps most devastating of all has not been the violence of enemies, but the betrayal of supposed friends. The Arab and Muslim world has consistently failed the Palestinian people, prioritizing their own political and economic interests over Palestinian lives and rights. They condemn Israeli violence but continue economic ties. They express solidarity with Palestinians but demand Hamas disarm without ensuring Palestinian liberation. The Muslim world's leaders have proven themselves to be fair weather friends, voicing support for Palestine when it serves their interests, but quick to abandon the cause when pressure mounts. The West, particularly the United States and European powers, has been complicit in Palestinian suffering through its unconditional support for Israel. Despite occasional statements of concern about settlements, the West continues to provide Israel with diplomatic cover, military aid, and political support. The conspiracy against Palestine is not a shadowy secret plot. It is conducted in daylight through diplomatic support, arms sales, and economic cooperation with Israel, despite its systematic violations of Palestinian rights. Yet, despite the overwhelming forces arrayed against them, the military might of Israel, the hypocrisy of Arab leaders, the complicity of the West, the Palestinian people endure. Their resilience itself is a form of resistance. Through sumud, steadfastness, they refuse to disappear, refuse to surrender their identity, refuse to relinquish their right to their land. The Palestinian cause continues to capture the world's moral imagination. The growing international solidarity movement suggests that justice cannot be indefinitely denied. The plans to erase Palestine will ultimately fail because a people determined to be free cannot be permanently subdued. The Palestinian cause will prevail, not because of international support or diplomatic initiatives, but because of the unbreakable spirit of the Palestinian people themselves, who continue to affirm their existence every day against all odds. With justice as their weapon and hope as their shield, they march forward, with or without the world, but always with God on their side.
شيل شيل يا جمالي شيل يا حوطك بالله دم الشهيد معطر بالهيل ليل يا ليلو ويل ويل عالظالمين ويلو ويلو من الله لا أسهر على نجوم الليل أنا ناديله شيل شيل يا جمالي شيل يا حوطك بالله دم الشهيد معطر بالهيل ليل يا ليلو ويل ويل عالظالمين ويلو ويلو من الله لا أسهر على نجوم الليل أنا ناديله شيل شيل يا زماني شيل يا حوطك بالله دم الشهيد معطر بالليل يا ليلو ويل ويل عالظالمين ويلو ويلو من الله لا أسهر على نجوم الليل أنا ناديله شيل شيل